All right, let the fun begin, ladies and gentlemen. Let the fun begin. And this is why I couldn't wait to get back on Magic for things like this, for situations like this. Oh my god, I love this game sometimes. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today is such a great day here on the channel because I'm back, man. We missed last Friday video drop, and we also missed last Wednesday stream, and I want to apologize for that, but I have been really under the weather lately. It's kind of weird. I don't really get sick for long periods of time, but something got me, and it's been kicking my butt lately. So I'm very happy to say that we are back. I'm refreshed, and I cannot wait to talk about today's deck because it is really good. So surprisingly, this is a lot more powerful than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a little bit more in the jank pile, but I don't seem to be able to lose with this deck, which is pretty crazy. We're talking about ABZAN Reanimator. We're doing it with a card called the Spirit Sister's Call. This card right here is an enchantment that allows us to basically take a card from the graveyard, choose something on the battlefield of the same type, and we can kind of swap their places, right? Which is pretty sweet when you're talking about creatures, because what we're trying to do here today is we're trying to put little tiny tokens, that we get for effortless value, and we're trying to swap them for really big hitters like Toxrill and whatnot. So that's what today's deck's all about. Before I break it down in full though, if you're new here and you find any value in today's content, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, guys, we're trying to get big things in the graveyard, reanimated with Sister's Call. Pretty straightforward, right? So how are we going to do that? So, well, we've got a couple of mill options here. We've got an ABZAN list. So of course we got Witherbloom Command, which is a 2-drop sorcery spell that allows us to mill a couple cards off the top of our deck. It also has some utility features to it as well, destroying maybe potential enchantments, artifacts, whatever. Maybe even hitting a 2/1 Usher the Fallen. Things like that. So this is a pretty cool card to help us get to where we need to go. We've also got Teaching of the Kirin, another way to mill 3 cards off the top of your deck, which is really helpful. It also helps create a 1/1 creature token, which we can then sacrifice later to the Sister's Call for a bigger creature. It also, gives you some other value as well. Once it becomes the creature side of things too, you can sacrifice that as well. A lot of really cool things you can do with this. The fact that it's an enchantment too, and the creature is an enchantment creature, you can also sacrifice it to bring back things from the graveyard like Binding the Old Gods. So that's kind of nice. Also, if you accidentally mill a Wedding Announcement, you can switch this out for Wedding Announcement. So there's a lot of utility here, and the synergies are really strong. So we have Wedding Announcement for the 1/1 tokens. We've also got some early things that we're going to see benefit from sacrificing, which is the Eye Twitch and the Shambling Gas. And then we've also got Deadly Dispute, of course, because we've got so many tokens to just sacrifice. We've already talked about Binding the Old Gods. We have 1 Balagad Recovery, just in case we mill something off the top of our deck we don't really want in the graveyard. We can get it back with the recovery. We've also got, as far as our creatures we want to see come back to the battlefield, as far as our game-ending creatures, we got Burn Rune Demon here, which is going to allow us to grab 2 cards from our deck, kind of force our opponent to make a bad decision on which card we get in our hand. So when this hits the field, very good. Toxrill is a 3 of. This is kind of our main finishing tool here. You're going to see this thing absolutely just destroy everybody in today's video, man. This thing ran through every single person. And then we've also got the Avabra Caretaker, which is pretty sweet because it's going to allow us to protect our things if we can get this to flip to the night side and get hexproof on all of our creatures. The lands are as follows. We have 2 snow lands in here for the Binding the Old Gods, which is really helpful. And we've also got all our special lands. We have a sideboard as well. We have 2 Environmental Sciences, 2 Necrotic Fumes, Containment Breach, Pest Summoning, and Mascot Exhibition. Now, one last thing I wanted to address about the deck that you're not going to see in today's actual gameplay footage, which I really would have loved to see because I did it in playtesting, is you can potentially get a turn 4 Toxrill. And I'm going to try to keep playing with this deck to make it happen, so I can insert a clip here for you guys to show you how good it can be. But turn 4, turn 5, you might be able to hit a Toxrill, because what you want to do on your curve here is if you get something down like a gas and you ramp with the Deadly Dispute right away, you've already got enough mana now on turn 3 to get down a Sister's Call, which is pretty awesome. And as long as you maybe hit a Witherbloom Command or a Teachings and there's a Toxrill in the graveyard, you can get some serious ramp going on the Sister's Call to get a Toxrill on a turn 4. It's busted. That's the perfect scenario. We didn't hit the perfect scenario on that one time, and we still dusted everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's deck. That's enough of me rambling. Have some fun with this one for sure. We'll see you guys at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, man. We are back, and I'm so excited. I haven't been actually this energized in a while because we had a little bit of a break there, and I want to apologize. You know, was sick, unfortunately. Kind of knocked me out, man. Kind of knocked me out of commission for a while, but we're back. Feeling a little bit better than I have in a while, but you know, cold sore on my face, but other than that, we'll be all right. Third one this month, man. I just can't seem to shake these little sicknesses here and there, and just these cold sores just keep getting me, man. But you know what? We're gonna have some fun today. This deck right here is a lot of fun. We're gonna get to play some really big creatures. We're gonna reanimate some stuff. It's gonna be a good time. Believe it or not, I'm gonna go with that play. I know I can get the eye twitch down here, but I think getting the Witherbloom command down to kill this next turn on curve is a little more important than just letting it linger out there, because it's gonna gain them life over time, making their other creatures bigger. So yeah, let's take care of it before that thing gets a little out of control. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's gone. We get what into the yard? A couple of things, nothing great. Nothing great there, but it's all good. We get down the eye twitch next turn, we can make a good block against the voice, deadly dispute it, and then we're off to the races here. But might need a binding on their voice of the blessed here on the next go. Let's hope it doesn't get too big by next turn. That's gonna be the biggest problem, is like, can we keep it from getting too big to be killed? Because once it reaches a certain amount of tokens, it becomes indestructible, right? Oh, it's 10. I'm sorry. We're way away from hitting 10, so we'll be all right. All right, so the Toxrill looking really good against these guys. Toxrill gonna absolutely eat them alive if we can get there. All right. Things are getting a little scary, I can't lie. That's 6 counters. They still have 1 treasure to use. Okay. All right, we'll take it. We will take it. What do we want to grab here, though? That's a good question, right? Like, let's grab maybe some chump blockers for the time being. Nice. We get the Sister's Call. All right, and this is the easiest binding of my life, right? Like, we have to kill the voice. There's no doubt about it. Now we're taking 4 a turn currently from these guys. We can play this to protect us a little bit. We ramp with this, thank goodness. Gets us closer to Toxrill. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. The sooner we get to Toxrill, the better. Definitely need this to keep us alive. And I think I'm gonna go with the teachings here. All right, nothing great hitting the yard there, but at least we got a bunch of bodies we can block with, so there's no need for them to be attacking him with the things like their innkeeper and their veteran. They're just gonna lose them. So I feel pretty good about that. I don't feel good about this. I feel like that's a Doomscar, and if it is, and we get Toxrill down, that could hurt pretty bad. All right, let the fun begin, ladies and gentlemen. Let the fun begin. And this is why I couldn't wait to get back on Magic, for things like this, for situations like this. Oh my God, I love this game sometimes. Oh man, that thing's still getting big enough to kill us, isn't it? I have no protection in the air either. That's brutal. Can they gain life though? Doesn't look like they can gain any life. We might actually be able to make it out of this, because we have the Rune Demon. Wow, they're gonna Doomscar. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't expect the Doomscar to come out there. I'll take it, I guess. Yeah, man, we're looking good now. We've got the Sister's Call. This is gonna be nice. And we can hold Deadly Dispute. That seems good. see if they want to make a block here. They probably don't, obviously. They want to make sure that they can keep their flyer that can go over the top and kill me alive, right? So they won't block, but then we'll use the Sister's Call to get back our Toxrill, which will then kill the Phantom. Not this turn. We'll have to take a hit from the Phantom because it happens on the end step. But ultimately, it will kill the Phantom in the long run. I could have played the Rune Demon too, which could have been a good protection from the Phantom. And I could have set up some other bigger plays too. But I think this is fine for now. Holding a Deadly Dispute feels pretty good too. So we might be getting the rope treatment here from our opponent. I hope they're not too upset and they're not willing to do this to us, because that would be really annoying back on our first game. I hope you guys are enjoying the list though, man. This is so much fun. I really like this ABZAN list, man. It's so much fun. Anytime I get to reanimate stuff, it's just bonkers. We didn't even get a chance yet to use the Sister's Call though. This is the card that really puts us over the top. I'm gonna have to hit him with the Yurgo, unfortunately. I'm always trying to give the benefit of the doubt. Like, could be a tough decision to make, but as far as just this, it's like you either block or you don't. Pretty straightforward, you know. Might have to make an edit here. Thanks to our friend here being the roping type. All right, we're back. I think, I don't know. We're probably gonna still get roped here. We're gonna try, but I'm sure we're just gonna get hit here with the rope skis. Let's see. Opponents salty, man. Gotta love the salty opponents, man. Okay, make another edit here, I suppose. Oh wait, hold on, are they back? Are they gonna try something here? Oh, they drew something advantageous, so they decided, oh, I might try to play now. Or not. I don't know what's happening here. All right. I don't know whether or not to keep commentating or if they're gonna just run. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I think we're back though. There we go. There's the scoop. Oh man, holy. What a weird first game. Anyways, we got to do some cool stuff there. On to the next one. All right. Clerics taken down. Mark that one off, baby. Let's go. That was a little scary there though, when they had the Voice of the Blessed kind of popping off there. That got a little scary, but Toxrill for the big time save on that last game for sure, huh? We get to go first. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I like it. If we could draw a Deadly Dispute, obviously this would be the best hand possible, but let's hope we can get there. All right. Next turn, we can start attacking in for 2 at a time to draw some cards, which will be really helpful. This tells me that they're running Grixis, and they are short on mana here, particularly red mana. So that treasure, they're trying to hope, you know, save their mana problems. Let's see if they pull it out. They do. They find a red source. So Grixis running a Magma Opus. That's trample, so let's just take it. Trample is no good. All right, let's get in for 2. Let's drop this. Let's get some mill going here. Hopefully hit some good stuff. No, it does not. It doesn't seem, we don't seem to be hitting very good lately with that, with the milling. We keep hitting the wrong things. We need a Toxrill, Burning Rune Demon, and our werewolf to hit the graveyard. That's fine. We have an easy removal for this. It is a 2/1 flyer, and then whenever, so they get a top 6, reveal non-creature, non-land card, put it into your hand. All right, so they get a little bit of card selection off the top of their deck here. It's a 2/1 flyer. I guess it's not that scary. We don't need to bind that. Ooh, that's tricky though. I don't know where I want to put this actually. I feel like it's gonna be kind of wasted. It's not gonna be wasted here actually. Probably the best here. All right, let's get in here with this. Might as well swing them all, right? Might as well. Seems like a very odd block, but we'll take it. All right, more mana. That's not exactly what you want to see when you're drawing cards here. The flood is real. We do have Deadly Dispute though. This can be really nice if they want to sweep the board here. Could also do the Abandoned Mire here, which is going to allow us to mill 3 cards and then return a creature or a planeswalker from the graveyard to our hand, which could be pretty good. It could be a risk though at the same time, you know. Burning Room Demon. Now that's a card right there. Burning Room Demon will help a lot. Let's go ahead and attack in here. The demon is going to help us get a little bit of card selection, and you kind of want to get tricky with the Burning Room Demon, right? Because like you want your opponent to make a bad choice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play it, hopefully not get countered, and we're going to select Toxrill, and we'll select the Sister's Call. So they can either put a Toxrill in my hand, which sounds really, really bad, or they can just give me the Sister's Call, which eventually will give me the Toxrill anyways. So they make the right choice. They give me the Toxrill. Fair enough. Baleful Mastery. That's pretty brutal because it does exile. They have 1 mana instant speed play here. Interesting. Maybe it's play with fire. Shadow's Verdict. Okay, that's brutal. That is brutal. Is Toxrill worth throwing out here just to get exiled? I don't know, man. It does avoid the Shadow's Verdict, and it avoids a lot of burn. So I think playing it's fine. They kind of need, I was gonna say, they kind of need the nuts here, and they have it. I was thinking more of like the Baleful Mastery. They're gonna need a second one, but they had Onyx, which is even better.
Thank you for all the kindness.
I think this is a better play than the Toxrill this turn. Holding Deadly Dispute is nice. Gives us a little bit of card advantage here, which I really need because they're at 5 cards in hand here. I don't think so. We're gonna grab Mascot Exhibition at this point in the game. We're so late into the game. We need to look to close here. All right. I got a Battle Gun Recovery. That could be interesting. Sorin, sure. Sorin, huh? Okay. Let's go ahead and grab a land. Would love to grab the recovery here if I could, or the Sister's Call here if I could, but I wouldn't be able to play it. I could actually play it if I played this as a land. Interesting. There's no creature though for me to... Okay. Let's go here, see what we mill off the top of our deck, and then we'll probably play Burning Room Demon here. Just a lot of nonsense, it looks like. Take action. Let's grab another one of these and then one of these. So they're probably going to give me the wedding announcement. It's probably a no-brainer, to be honest. And then we will just pass our turn. I can't lie, this is a tricky game for me. I'm trying to figure out, you know, the best lines and stuff. It's kind of a doozy. That sword's a problem because they're going to be drawing cards now with it, but they are taking life if they pull things off the top. But of course they find a land. Couldn't have been a better pull. A lot of card advantage they got here. A couple iterations. I took care of that Onyx pretty fast, but I'm afraid another one's going to come down. Plus we have Magma Opus we got to worry about, and Sorens. Like, they have a lot of heavy hitters here. A lot of permanents that require a lot of my attention. One Toxrill's in the yard, so that's good to know. We'll probably get it back this next turn. We'll probably hit a Balagud recovery here and bring back a Sister's Call. And then we'll start going off with that. So we might even actually want to sacrifice this to bring back the binding to kill the Sorin. That could be a really interesting play. Could be a very interesting play. One, two, three, four, five. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make their life as hard as possible here. So the good thing about the Sister's Call is that it's going to be residual, and it's going to just continue getting us value over and over and over and over until they answer it, right? So it's like it's harder to answer an enchantment and artifact than it is a creature. Interactions are a lot more limited. All right, so no brainer. We get in here, they block, they gain 2 life. And then on our end step here, we bring back the binding. Staggering or siphoning insight, huh? So they take one of my cards here. All right, we're gonna take the Sorin. Sorin's gone. They went off the top of my deck though, and they grabbed the card pretty quick. That was a pretty lightning fast grab there. They go for binding. Okay. That's a good investment, I can't lie. Can't lie, pretty good investment. The Caretaker will be a 5/5, which is nice, but it's still too small to avoid this. I need to get it to a spot where it can actually survive that. Maybe I go with Mascot to bait him out. I don't know. I don't know what the right play is here. I like holding up the Endures. I think that's a pretty good play. So let's just do it like this. Would love to get the Caretaker in, man, because it's like I said, it'd be a 5/5 right now, but and it'd have hexproof and avoid almost everything they have for it, but then they've got that. So I'm actually glad they played it now. Pretty happy with that. Easy Toxrill for us, right? I mean, we sweep the whole board on their side. That seems pretty nice. Siphoning Insight is still alive here. Past turn, no attacks. All right, they lose their whole side of the field. They're able to drop 3/1/1 or 3/1 point of damages though. They kill one of my 2/2s. All right, we've got a pretty heavy board here now. Toxrill just comes in and just absolutely annihilates everybody. Creates these slugs for us. I wish Toxrill made more sense with blue mana, you know what I'm saying? Because it's got this ability here to draw a card if you sacrifice these slugs. But a lot of times it doesn't fit into blue-black very well. Not as good as it does with green and other things like that. All right, I'm holding priority here because of my special lands. That's driving me crazy because I don't want to have to keep clicking continue here. Oh, they steal land from me. Nice. I'll take that. That's annoying. I'm okay with the Siphoning Insight. It's 2 mana to steal one of my cards, but it's kind of not going to do very well for them, I don't think. Unless they top deck one of my absolute banger of creatures, but I don't think they're going to get anything because we've already got 2 Toxrills, 2 Rune Demons, and we got 1 Avabruck. Like, we're sitting pretty nice right now. Sitting pretty good. Things are going to get really bad for them once this comes down, because if it actually switches sides and transforms, it is going to create an absolute problem for them. They mill themselves. Interesting. Interesting. Hit him for 10, you know, casual little 10. Nothing too big. And now the Ava Bruck is higher than the 5 damage where the burn down the house would catch it. So feeling pretty good right now. Feeling pretty good. They're going to need something to sweep the board here. They could be running Meat Hook Massacre, but it's already too late. Yeah, they've passed the Meat Hook Massacre numbers. All right. They should have gained life with that first, at least. All right, GG's. Yeah, we locked them out, man. We locked them out. Oh, easy dubs. Let's go. GG. It feels so good to be playing Magic again, guys. It really, really does. I just been sitting around doing nothing. And don't get me wrong, it was a nice break. I kind of needed it, to be honest, but man, I am revigorated right now, just ready to go. And this deck is just so much fun. This is a deck I've been thinking about trying to do for a long time. It started out as a pure spirits and dragons deck, trying to mix some of the new dragon cards with this Sister's Call thing, but it wasn't really panning out, and I couldn't get it dialed in. But after thinking about it for a long time, and I'm like, you know what, if we can utilize tokens to bring back really nasty creatures, like that would be pretty sweet. And that is how we ended up here today. All right, so we've got an interesting situation here. We're up against an enchantment deck, maybe Naya. Yeah, it's Naya. That's gonna make things a little complicated. That is a tough deck to beat to begin with. Yeah, it's gonna get tricky. I'm gonna need to see a Toxrill like really fast. Faster than we have been seeing it, you know what I'm saying? It's probably coming handy, I'm sure. More mana off the top doesn't feel great. That does, though. Let's go with this and this. That way we can take their source of like aggro there, where they get the 1/1 counter every time. We can kind of stop that in its tracks. Balagad Recovery next turn seems pretty good against this, you know, to get the Sister's Call. Nothing in the graveyard yet, though, that I want to pull back. It's gonna get weird, man. It's gonna get weird. Maybe we want to go Wedding Announcement and just hold the Deadly Dispute to draw more cards. Might be the play. Super aggro, man. All right, hold the Deadly Dispute, make a decent block here, take 3. We're looking okay. That is a terrible card to see. The Jukai Naturalist is the card that kind of glues this deck together, and it is so frustrating to see it. It just makes everything so inexpensive for your opponent. And it, I don't know. It's just busted, man. Because then you don't want to waste your mana, you know, killing it and stuff like that. Because it's like, it's just a small 2/2. All right. So we can go Burning Rune Demon here. I think is probably the best option. Or I could kill this. I think Burning Rune Demon's the best option, but if they end up exiling it, it could end up costing me a lot, though. I'm gonna go for it. Wish me luck here. I'm gonna hope that they don't have like some sort of banishing effect. I'm gonna do this. Because what's going to happen here is they're going to give me one of these cards, right? Toxrill or the Binding. Probably going to give me the Binding, right? And then Toxrill goes to the graveyard. We Balagad Recovery the Sister's Call, and we can get back the Toxrill that way. So, pretty solid, I think. And Binding gives us more removal, which is really what we need to be focusing on here, is just removing these things off the field. Anytime I see a rune come down, it bums me out because I get to draw a card when they hit the field, which is so good. It gets to replace itself. Another naturalist, that's fine. They can't really attack in freely here. They're gonna lose something to this burning rune demon, and that's got to be a scary feeling. But I am at 10, so they might want to send it. I'm not sure. Not really sure. No, they don't. They don't have what it takes to send them all in, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well. Let's kill you. That's a pretty big no-brainer there, right? Let's drop this. And what's the most beneficial thing we can do here with this mana? Probably these two things. Probably. All right, now we get a little bit of a bump too with the wedding announcement, which is really nice. Okay, that was a pretty good turn for us there, being able to deal with one of their threats and then taking their runes. Of course, the top deck they have those a rune, of course, which means another top deck. Let's see how big this run goes. Hopefully not too far. Nope, it's a pretty good run. All right, that's a problem. That is a problem. Necrotic Fumes can only hit creatures or planeswalkers, so I can't deal with that, unfortunately. That's a no-brainer kill there. Do it like that. Seems good to me. Surprised that they attacked this turn, but they didn't attack last turn. Seems very odd to me. And we top decked Toxrill, and that, ladies and gentlemen, should be a wrap. That should absolutely be a wrap. I mean, how did they come back from this? Toxrill's down, and now every time they spit out one of these spirits, it's just gonna get absolutely destroyed. All right, that's fair. That's a pretty good card, but it's not good enough to get through the Toxrill's 8/8 power and toughness. So, I mean, as far as cards that they could have top decked, though, that's not a bad one. But all your creatures are dead if you don't attack here, so you might as well attack. Yep, they're all dead, so you got 1 point of damage in. There's the scoop. Let's go. And we've advanced our way through platinum tier 4 into tier 3, just like that. Let's get it. Looks like we have time for one more game, and let's hope this one's gonna be an absolute banger. I wanna showcase to you guys the shortcuts we can take with this deck. I want to show you guys like the turn 4 Toxrill, you know what I'm saying? But we go first, and we have to keep this hand. Like I can't turn this away. I cannot turn this hand away. Unfortunately, we've got to keep it. I am actually going to play the farmland first, though, because we might top deck the Witherbloom command. So I want to be prepared for that. Interesting. Okay, so it's going to be a pretty aggressive deck, I would assume, here. They're probably looking at my lands here. Like if I saw someone drop down an overgrown farmland and then follow it with the tree line snowland, I'd be like, what in the world is going on over there? I'd be so confused. All right, wedding announcement down. My 1/1s are gonna start spitting out. We can start looking at Deadly Dispute, ramping into our Toxrill, and we're good to go. We might just want to hit that with a binding this next turn. Could be good. If this has anything modified, do you control? You search lands. Okay. Let's ramp on up. Let's ramp on up. We're going to take care of that. We're going to spit out another 1/1. kind of sets us back a turn slightly that we had to deal with that, because I would have liked the Deadly Dispute and maybe hit a Witherbloom command here, but it is what it is. Ooh, that's a pretty good card. Not bad. I think I'm gonna have to take that damage. Ouch, that's pretty brutal. So this is like a full modified Nihilist here, huh? Very interesting. Let's keep on ramping. Let's mill and do this, and then we'll probably just Deadly Dispute one of our blockers this turn, and hopefully get Toxrill down the following turn. And Toxrill should be able to block and take care of the Raiju and whatnot. Alright. Could draw a card by attacking both creatures in here, but that would be silly, I think. I think just creating another blocker seems just fine. Especially when they're getting 2/2 now with the transformation. That's also really nice. We've ramped up so much too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be our 7th land drop, making Toxrill playable next turn. So all we got to do here is block, Deadly Dispute, get some extra cards, get a treasure, and we're good to go, man. Good to go. Double strike. Sure thing. Sure thing. So does that mean that this actually gets to deal that damage twice? That, you know, the modified creature bonus damage? Maybe. That'd be kind of crazy. You know what I could have done there? I screwed up. I don't know why I thought I had black mana open for the Deadly Dispute. I totally didn't, so that was a big mistake there. But I could have just Visagi'd this and then double blocked. Oh man, that would have been nice. I screwed up there. It's all good. It's all good, but I definitely screwed that up. All right, good to know that doesn't deal the damage twice. All right, next time, how about I look at my mana? That would probably go a long way. That would probably go quite a way here if we just looked at our mana and what was available. All right, let's go ahead and get in for nothing. Dang, I totally could have caught them too with that play, huh? I could have blown up the double strike. Could have been good, man. Could have been really good. They're highlighting the Toxrill. I don't know if they're going to have an answer for it. I mean, they might have exiling effects, but typically red and white and green. I mean, you're not going to see a whole lot of ways to deal with this. They got burn spells potentially, but nothing burns for 8. And then, you know, white is the scariest thing. It's got a lot of choices in white, but there are a lot of times that, you know, your opponents aren't running those types of things because they're not usually necessary. Interesting. All right. I think we're going to endure on the Showdown of the Scalds, because you don't want the Scalds to start spitting out 1/1 counters on all these creatures, because you want them to die, obviously, through Toxrill's ability. And if they start getting pumped up by 1/1 counters, it gives them time to figure out what to do with the Toxrill for a few turns. So we're going to Beseiju the Showdown of the Scalds. They say good game. What's that about? Oh, they scoop it up. Interesting. Very interesting. We might play one more here. All right, here we go. One more game before I hit the road here. I've actually got somewhere I gotta be at 2 o'clock today. I'm going to play some pickleball with a friend. So that should be fun. This is keepable. It's keepable if we find what we need. I don't know. We'll see if I end up getting absolutely crushed because of this keep. We'll see. I think it's fine though. Wedding Announcement is really nice. It'll help us draw some cards. Plus we'll have 2 creatures available to attack by the time it gets down. Very interesting. All right, let's leave these both back to block here. I could have attacked with the eye twitch there, but there's a good chance they pump up the naturalist with something, but they don't, so that's nice. Okay, so they're short on mana. That's good to know. Do we want to draw a card here, or do we want to just play another eye twitch and then look to Deadly Dispute? Like, do we want to attack in with both of these here and then play Wedding Announcement to draw a card, or do we want to play Deadly Dispute on an eye twitch or something like that? I feel like the Deadly Dispute's probably the way to go. Wish I had a way to deal with the naturalist. Wish I had a way, because they are hurting for lands. Clearly they missed the land drop, so it's like I wish I had some sort of way to deal with it, man. Ugh. Yep, that's a pretty good card right there. It's a pretty good card. I think Necrotic Fumes is probably the best answer when you're talking about playing against the enchantments list almost every time. All right, so I could eat a treasure here, but I don't think that's necessary. I think we save the treasure so we can get the Rune Demon down a turn early. Next turn, Rune Demon goes to work, starts getting us some of the things we need to connect here. Sigarda's Splendor is not a bad card, huh? As far as cards go, not a bad one for our opponent here. Man, that makes me want to save for this the following turn, but what are the chances we top deck a land? That's the biggest thing, right? Is like, will we get the land off the top? We'll find out. I am going to save the treasure though for Toxrill. I'm not going to eat it up for the Burning Rune Demon here. I think Toxrill saves our butt if we can get it down. Sigarda's Splendor just going to go crazy for our opponent here. Just getting 1/1 counters put on everything here instead of playing more cards. I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, let's go ahead and go to the sideboard here a couple of times, look for some things to grab. I think Containment Breach is a no-brainer. And then also looking to get like an Environmental Science is probably pretty good. Nice, we get the Toxrill, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I think we got to prioritize obviously getting this into play. Priorities are 100% on Toxrill right now. Let's pray that our opponent does not have an exiling effect. They are more of a standard Selesnya build, so I would imagine that they do in fact have, you know, ways to deal with it, like borrowed time. So a little scared, I can't lie. I'm a little scared. If we can make it through this turn though, it's going to be incredible. If we could just survive a turn here where they don't kill my Toxrill and they kind of let the board be what it is, this could get really good for us. The 7/7 flyer scary, but it is what it is. Is it getting, how's it getting bigger? Is trample, put 1/1 counters? As long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, this gets 5/5 and trample. Got it. Okay, so that's how it got this big buff. All right, so they're attacking in with the 7/7 flyer. Obviously, no big deal. It is an enchantment though, so we can blow it up with the containment breach, no problems. All right, let's go with this. Let's go with this. That makes some of the spirits smaller, which we love to see. Let's get the wedding announcement in here. We can attack with both of these, which will allow us to draw 2 cards. They gain 5 life out of it. Not a big deal for us though. Like I said, we're drawing 2 cards. That's really the biggest thing. Nice. They actually sacrificed one of their spirits, which then swept the board. Oh man, they didn't think that one through, unfortunately though. All right, so they gained a lot of life though, so Sigurd is definitely getting him a card here. We got the Burning Rune Demon. Oh wow, they're gonna double down on that ability. Nice. Not bad. They fill up their entire hand here, so I mean, it's pretty unlikely that Toxrill survives this turn. I would imagine Borrowed Time's coming in hot here. Still no Borrowed Time, huh? I guess the Naturalist makes it cheaper. It still could end up hitting the field here. I hope not. I mean, I hope not. Nice. Okay. All right. Are they going to attack? That would be interesting to see, because if they attack in, that would be bad for them. All right. Let's go Burning Rune Demon. Gonna take some action here. We're gonna grab probably do this. There's really no right answer here on this, I don't think. I think this is a fine play because they'll put Ava Bruck more than likely in the graveyard and I'll get a binding, which is kind of cool, but yeah, that's fine. And then now I can use my other Burning Rune Demon to try to get the Sister's Call, so that's something. All right, now remember, if they make some weird blocks here like last time and we minus, that could end up costing them. All right, so no extra cards for them this turn. We'd love to see that. And they're not able to keep up here with this Toxrill ability, man. This Toxrill ability is absolutely shutting them down right now. They have no answers at the moment. And Binding is just gonna hit, you know, Hollowed Haunting and Splendor, like, and then they're gonna run out of, you know, value. I could Bala Ged Recovery our Containment Breach too, which could be pretty bonkers. This is all fine. It might look bad, like they're refueling their board pretty heavy here, but these, you know, certain things like this dog, right? It's an enchantment and it's a spirit, or it's an enchantment, right? So if it dies, these all get, you know, 1 less, and then we blow up these 2 things, they also get 1 less. Yeah, see, there's a scoop. It's over. I would have loved that they would have just, you know, played that one out a little bit though. 1 more turn would have been really nice. It would have showcased just how silly the things would have got. We would have binded this. We would have Bala Ged Recovered. We would have pulled back a Containment Breach, blown up this, and then all of these things probably would be dead. So yeah, that's GG. Fun game though, man. Fun game. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and thank you so much for making it this far into the video. I really do appreciate everybody who's made it this far. Seriously, it helps out the algorithm so much. It helps boost up the videos and pushes them out to more people here on YouTube. So thank you so much for helping us grow. It means the world to me. And man, I hope you enjoyed today's list. It was very powerful. Like, that's the word I keep coming back to, is because when I made the deck, I genuinely thought like, oh, it'll be a 50-50 deck. It'd be fun. We might be able to pop off here and there and get a cool clip or whatever. But no, this deck is actually consistently winning for me, and I don't seem to have, you know, anybody opposing me right now. And I think it's because of Toxrill. As far as the meta sitting right now, with all the enchantments and runes and stuff, Toxrill is such a solid answer to everything. The only thing that scares me with this card, like I said a million times in the other matchups, is that, you know, running into like a Borrowed Time would be pretty brutal. But it avoids a lot of the things like Confinement Circle. It avoids that. It avoids Burn. it avoids you know, a lot of different things you know, going on. It avoids it. Like, and you're talking about things like Meat Hook Massacre. Like, this thing is huge. So once it's down and you got a wedding announcement flipped on the wedding festivity side, it's an 8/8. Like, no one's gonna Meat Hook Massacre that thing. You know, it's gonna be really, really tough for him to do, you know. So it's like, it's such a good answer to so many things. And I think with the Avabruck as well, maybe potentially giving it hexproof, like this deck could be unstoppable if you hit the right curve out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just fits really well right now in the current meta and how things are flowing. So I'm really happy with it, man. I wouldn't change a whole lot of it. The card I don't like the most in the deck is this one right here, the Teaching of the Kyrian. I've never been a big fan of this card. I tried to make it work a few times in a couple builds, but this card, it just, I don't know, the fact that it mills 3 cards is great. We need that, right? But when you mill 3 cards with Witherbloom Command and you get to pull back a land, that's so much better than just, you know, creating a 1/1 in some cases. But in other cases, that 1/1, like I said, we could sacrifice to the Sister's Call, which is pretty sweet if we have that combo ready to go. But you know, I don't think this card necessarily has to be in this deck. As far as things I would change, this would probably be the one card I would try to change, but I would try to fit in something else maybe that mills our deck out a little bit and gives you some sort of value, because one Witherbloom Command, even though you're running a full playset, like this is our singular card to just mill ourselves, it doesn't really flow into our game plan very well, because if we get a Sister's Call down and we're not milling ourselves, like there's no point in the Sister's Call. We need things in the graveyard that we can get back with the Sister's Call. So it is important to replace the Teaching of the Kyrian if you're going to with something else that mills yourself. So just something to think about. But the rest of the deck, I think it's A+. Like, I wouldn't change a whole lot as far as the creatures up top. I'm not exactly super impressed with the creatures up top. I mean, Rune Demon is pretty cool. Avabruck has also got a pretty cool, there's an, you know, at least a cool idea behind it of trying to give our things hexproof and protect them, which is pretty cool. But both of these I don't feel super psyched about. I actually really wish that like there was something better I could put in a slot. But if you go to your 6 and 7 ups and see what kind of creatures like you're offered, it's really kind of slim pickings right now in these colors. I don't know why. Obviously black and green being the best options, but Toxrill is a no-brainer. I think that belongs here for sure. But you could also switch out things like Vorinclex, but we don't have Planeswalkers. You know, getting 1/1 counters isn't really our thing. But you know what? If you do actually want to play a Vorinclex, something to consider is that you get twice the amount of those counters. So it could play into the fact that, you know, you can get double the counters of, you know, Toxrill, which could be pretty nuts. So you could start killing things a lot faster. So there are different options and different creatures you can look at. I actually did consider the Tovolar's Huntmaster as well. So the top end you can actually have a little bit more fun with and get a little more loosey-goosey. But overall, I think the deck's got a pretty good, you know, frame, and you guys can take it and do what you will with it. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun. Before I completely hop out of here and leave, though, as always, want to give a huge shout out to my Marty mob. We are right now, as I'm speaking, probably 30 minutes from now, I'll be ordering a box of you know, some the new Kamigawa box, and we're gonna do a box opening here really soon, as that comes in the mail, probably next weekend, and then we'll get a video out for you guys, for members only. But thank you so much for being members, guys. I really appreciate you guys so much and all your guys' support. You guys know how much you mean to me, and it means so much. If you guys want to be a supporter of the channel and become a member today, like the Marty mob here, you can hit that join button down below or the link in the description below to learn a little bit more about it and what it is you get as far as, you know, benefits to your account. But that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you, and we'll see you back here either yeah, probably Wednesday. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.